Don't be afraid to be yourself and really say what you want or think. Too often, people hold back, scared of judgment, rejection, or just the fear of not fitting in. But the truth is, the only way to truly connect with others, to feel seen and understood, is by being unapologetically real. Your voice matters. Your thoughts, even if messy or unsure, are worth expressing. The world doesn't need more people pretending to be something they're not, it needs more honesty, more courage, more people who aren't afraid to stand in their truth. It's not always easy. Being real might push some people away. But it'll also draw the right ones closer, those who respect you for who you are, not who you pretend to be. So say what you mean. Ask for what you need. Own your quirks, your passions, your weirdness. That's where your power is. That's where real freedom begins. You don't have to shrink yourself to make others comfortable. You don't have to silence your thoughts just because they challenge the norm. Growth doesn't happen in silence and self-censorship, it happens when you dare to speak, to show up fully, even when your voice shakes. There's a kind of quiet strength in authenticity. It doesn't shout or demand attention, it simply is. You walk into a room and people feel it, you're not trying to impress anyone. You're just you. And that's magnetic. Yes, some people won't get it. Some might misunderstand, criticize, or distance themselves. Let them. You're not here to be universally liked. You're here to live a life that feels real to you. One aligned with your values, your truth, your soul. So show up. Even when it's uncomfortable. Even when it's messy. Especially when it's vulnerable. Because that's where connection lives. That's where meaning is made. You weren't born to blend in. You were born to stand out in your own way, not by being louder or more visible than others, but by being true. There's something quietly revolutionary about living honestly in a world that constantly pushes you to wear masks. Authenticity isn't a performance. It's not about being edgy or different for the sake of it. It's about alignment, letting your actions, words, and choices reflect what's really going on inside. No pretending. No twisting yourself to fit someone else's mold. And sure, it takes time. It takes unlearning the lies you've been told about who you should be. It takes courage to say, "This is me. I'm not perfect, but I'm real." But the more you do it, the freer you become. The easier it is to breathe. You'll find your people. The ones who see you, really see you, and stay. The ones who don't flinch when you're honest, who don't expect you to water yourself down. You won't need to explain yourself to them. They'll just get it. And for the rest, let them go. Not everyone is meant to walk your whole path with you. Letting go isn't loss, it's space. Space for better alignment, deeper relationships, and a life that actually feels like yours. When you stop chasing approval, you start attracting respect. Not the kind that's based on fear or status, but the kind built on mutual recognition. I see you, and I value you because you're real. And here's something else, being yourself doesn't mean you never change. Growth is part of the deal. But real growth isn't about becoming someone else, it's about becoming more you. Shedding the layers that never belonged to begin with. Returning to your center, over and over again. So speak your truth, even when your voice trembles. Set boundaries, even when it's uncomfortable. Say no when something doesn't feel right, and yes when your soul lights up. Make mistakes. Learn. Start over. Keep going. Because the world doesn't need a polished version of you. It needs you, exactly as you are, becoming, unfolding, unapologetically human. That's the kind of presence that changes things. Not through noise, but through truth. Not through force, but through being. There's a quiet revolution in choosing yourself. In waking up each day and deciding, I will not betray who I am just to fit in. That choice, repeated again and again, builds a life of integrity, a life that feels right, not just looks right. You won't always get applause for it. You might face doubt, criticism, or loneliness. But you'll also feel peace, the kind that comes from knowing you're living on your terms. And that peace? It's worth everything. Some people spend their whole lives chasing someone else's definition of success. They climb ladders they don't even want to be on, wear masks so long they forget what their real face looks like. But not you. You're choosing differently. And that's powerful. You're choosing honesty over comfort. Depth over appearances. Real connection over shallow validation. You're not trying to impress the world, you're trying to meet yourself, fully and fiercely. So take up space. Laugh too loud. Dream too big. Ask for what you need. Say what you feel. Take the risk. Make the art. Love without apology. And when you fall, because you will, get up with grace and keep going. Because this life, it's yours. And you don't owe anyone a version of you that doesn't feel true. Remember, being yourself isn't a destination, it's a lifelong journey. Some days, you'll feel radiant and aligned, other days, you might doubt, stumble, or feel lost. And that's okay. Being real means embracing the whole spectrum of who you are, your strengths, your flaws, your light, and your shadows. It means forgiving yourself when you fall short, and celebrating yourself when you rise. It means listening to your inner voice, even when it whispers in the chaos. It means trusting your instincts, even when the path ahead seems unclear. Authenticity is messy, imperfect, and beautifully human. It's the brave act of showing up exactly as you are, over and over again, with no filter and no apology. So lean into that messiness. Wear your scars like medals. Speak your truth like a promise to yourself. Because in that radical honesty, you'll find freedom, freedom to live, love, and create without chains. The world needs more of that. More real, more raw, more you. When you embrace who you truly are, you inspire others to do the same. Your courage becomes a beacon for those still hiding in the shadows of fear and doubt. You show them that it's possible to live authentically, not perfectly, but genuinely. Each time you speak your truth, you chip away at the walls built by conformity and silence. You create ripples that spread beyond your own life, touching people you may never even meet. That ripple effect is powerful. It reminds us all that being ourselves is a gift, not just to ourselves, but to the world. Because when we stop pretending, we make room for connection, empathy, and understanding. So keep pushing forward. Keep breaking molds. Keep being unapologetically you. Because that's where real change starts, with one person daring to be themselves in a world that often demands otherwise. And in that daring, you become unstoppable. It's easy to think that being yourself means you have to have it all figured out, a clear path, a flawless identity, unwavering confidence. But that's a myth. Being yourself means showing up with all the questions, doubts, and uncertainties. It means embracing your growth, your mistakes, your evolving story. You don't need permission to be who you are. No one else can give it to you, and no one else can take it away. The power to own your truth lives inside you, waiting for you to claim it. Every time you choose authenticity over approval, you reclaim a little more of your power. You strip away the layers of shoulds and musts imposed by society, family, or your own fears. You create space for your true self to shine. And that light? It's contagious. When you're brave enough to be seen, others feel safe to lower their masks too. You create a ripple of courage and authenticity that can transform communities, relationships, even the culture around you. So don't hold back. Speak your truth boldly. Live your life loudly. Be the real, messy, beautiful you, because the world desperately needs it.